So let's learn what the decomposition of a force is. Before everything, we should learn the concept of component of a force. There is a force here, makes an angle of theta with the horizontal, okay? The horizontal component of F is the effective value of that force on horizontal. What do I mean by the effective value? Let's have a vertical downward shine of light over F. F will make a shadow on horizontal, and the length of this shadow is called the effective force on horizontal direction. It is called the component. How can I find this Fx? It's very easy. You know, in this triangle, in this right triangle, by definition, cosine will be the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So cosine will be Fx divided by F. F is the magnitude of the force, the hypotenuse, and Fx is the horizontal component. If I make a cross product, Fx would be F cosine of theta. So by using cosine function, we can easily find the component of a force on that certain direction. You should keep in mind that the horizontal component, vertical component, whatever which is called the component of a force, will always be smaller in size compared to the original force because cosine is always a value less than 1. There is just an exception. Let's say there is a horizontal axis like that and the force is completely horizontal. In that case, actually the cosine of 0, because the force is making an angle of 0 with the horizontal, so the component will be exactly the same force. Otherwise, the component will be smaller than the original force. I will continue by a very easy example. Find the horizontal component of the following force. Here I have a force of 50 newtons making an angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal. How to find the component? First, I will draw a vertical downward line, dashed line here, to find the length of that shadow. Keep in mind that it must be always in 90 degrees to the horizontal, okay, to find the component. Now, this is exactly something we are looking for. How to find it? Let's use the same rule. F cosine of theta. F is 50 Newton and the cosine of 60 degrees is here. Cosine of 60 will be 0.5, it's a half. So a half of 50 would be 25 newtons. Means that if an object is acted by a 50 newtons, making an angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal, it's effectively acting a 25 newton of force on the object. This is exactly the force that will push or pull the object to the horizontal direction. So 50 Newton is not the force pushing or pulling the object to the horizontal direction. Actually, this is 25. Sometimes a force has no component on a certain axis. Let's say you are holding your bag and you are applying a force of F vertically upward. Actually, this F is making an angle of 90 degrees to the horizontal. So the horizontal component would be F cosine of 90, and cosine of 90 is 0. There is no component. So we don't expect to see any component or any effective value of that force on horizontal direction. Now, what the decomposition of a force is, it's extension of that concept we learned. Finding the component of a force both on horizontal and vertical axis. Here I have a Cartesian coordinate system, and then I suppose that there is a force like F. Let's find its components on both axes. Okay, I draw a vertical dashed line normal to x-axis, and this is the horizontal component, Fx. I do the same thing on vertical axis. I draw a horizontal dashed line normal to y-axis, and then this is the vertical component, Fy. Let's say F is making an angle of theta with the horizontal, okay? And so Fx will be F cosine of theta. What about Fy? I suppose there is an angle of alpha between F and Fy, okay? Here I expect Fy to be F cosine of alpha. But I know that alpha and theta are complementary angles. They add up to 90. So cosine of alpha is also sine of theta. Why not? So Fy is F sine of theta. Let's have another perspective. Here we have a right triangle. The horizontal side is Fx, the base, and the height is Fy. Okay? Based on the Pythagoras theorem, we expect F to be a square root of Fx squared plus Fy squared. So actually we see that The original force is the resultant force of its components. When I make a decomposition, I exactly find the constituents of that vector on horizontal and vertical axis, as they will make a resultant equal and the same as the original force. Let's continue with a very easy example. Here I have a tension force of 100 newtons, makes an angle of 37 degrees to the horizontal. The horizontal component of that force will be F cosine of 37 degrees. Cosine of 37 is 0.8, so the horizontal component is 80 newtons. On the vertical axis, we have the same thing. It's F sine of 37 degrees. 37 degrees, sine of 37 degrees will be 0.6, so it seems to be 60 newtons, a vertical component. Now let's check it with Pythagoras theorem. Here I have my original force F, the horizontal component 80, the vertical component 60. So F is square root of 60 squared, 80 squared. Yeah, it's checked. So everything is okay. Oh, we got the end. Thank you very much for watching this video. We learned what the component is and what the decomposition is. In the coming videos, we will go over the Newton's laws of motion. See you shortly.